Welcome back, my little recusants, to another episode of our Pokemon Yellow episodic Nuzlocke. In today's episode, we're basically going to be going along and getting a bit of a training montage. So after Roxas has purchased Flare, the Vulpix, from the Pokemon Game Corner, now discovered to be run by Team Rocket, Roxas calls Professor Oak asking if he would be strong enough to be able to take on the criminal organization in their home front. Professor Oak mentions sending back Huntress and some of his more long-standing Pokemon, and perhaps letting some of his other Pokemon from Professor Oak's lab join him for some training and some experience out in Celadon. Roxas holds firm to the belief that he can make any Pokemon strong with enough time, attention, and effort. And with these new reserve Pokemon in tow, he starts his next adventure. Recruiting the reserves. Walking through Celadon now without the protection of Huntress or Princess or Sunny, Roxas keeps his two heavy hitters with him. Peekaboo, I'm sorry, Sunny is still there, but with Princess and Huntress gone, Roxas gets a call from Lieutenant Surge saying that his sister, who lives on a quiet reserve, should allow him to travel more discreetly and more freely. Travelling above the cycling road, he then learns the ability to teach flying Pokemon the ability to soar him through the air. On returning back to Celadon, letting Jet the Spearow caught all the way back before Mount Moon, allowing him to fly, a larger Fearow swoops down, accosting the newly captured Spearow. One can imagine this Fearow is furious at a bird Pokemon being kept in captivity. With furious attacks and constant flurry of pecks, Fearow attacks Splishy, well able to handle the onslaught of the bird. With a critical barrage of bubbles, the Fearow is nearly completely incapacitated. One throw of a Pokeball meets the ricochet of the bird's large wings, and a second seals it in the Pokeball. The Pokédex reads: Fearow, the Beak Pokemon. A Pokemon that dates back many years. If it senses danger, it flies high and away instantly. The Pokeball itself teleports directly to Bill's storage system. And Roxas, continuing back, asks Professor Oak would he be able to send over Huntress, as he knows himself that a Pidgeotto meeting another strong flyer will result in fights among the duo. Huntress, then being taught the ability to fly, grasps Roxas by his two shoulders and carries him swiftly across the sky, landing him then in Vermilion City, allowing him then to train his other Pokemon. And he stays there for a few days within Diglett's cave, using Splishy's superior water capabilities to train against the ground Pokemon Diglett in the cave. While training, his Pokemon Zubat, Cullen, trains against the ground-type Pokemon against which he has an advantage, resulting in his evolution into a Golbat. Scanning the now massive bat spanning nearly the entire height of Roxas, his Pokédex reads as follows: Golbat, the bat Pokémon. It attacks in a stealthy manner without warning. Its sharp fangs are used to bite and suck blood. Further training sees Chad the Machop grow and develop in size and strength as well, the white light enrapturing him in evolutionary energy, resulting in the strong Machoke. Machoke, the superpower Pokémon. The belt around its waist holds back its energy. Without it, this Pokémon would be unstoppable. Deciding once again to withdraw Prince from Professor Oak's care, he uses an additional moonstone that he found near Viridian City to allow Prince to reach his final form of Nidoking. Nidoking, the drill Pokémon. Its steel-like hide adds to its powerful tackle. Its horns are so hard they can pierce a diamond. Taking out the other grass Pokémon, Oddball the Oddish, once again, the training grounds of the Diglett's Cave proved perfect for its development as a battler and its evolution. The Pokédex says the following. Gloom, the weed Pokémon, smells incredibly foul. However, around 1 out of 1,000 people enjoy sniffing its nose-bending stink. Training as well with Chad by its side, the Rattata Deathbite, captured recently by Vermilion, evolves into Raticate. Raticate, the mouse Pokémon. Its hind feet are webbed. They act as flippers so it can swim in rivers and hunt for prey. Having gotten back his Pokémon from Professor Oak, he says that with a little bit more training, Pikachu's electrical capability should sharply increase. Curious on this, Roxas takes the time to fly back towards Celadon, allowing him to train against the powerful flying types like Fearow over by Lieutenant Surge's sister's encampment. While training Flare and the others, Roxas notices that Flare, while a quiet Pokemon, has a steely resolve, wanting to go to the casino, burn it all to the ground, and rescue the other Pokemon there. In consultation with Professor Oak, Lieutenant Surge, and his international contact, Roxas is advised to perhaps take evolutionary stones. His Weeping Bell, Sunny, is capable of evolution through the use of a leaf stone, and perhaps attaining another stage 3 Pokemon like Nidoqueen would allow Roxas to be able to take on these powerful poison type trainers. On reviewing the stand of many different wonderful stones, Roxas picks up 2 leaf stones as well as a firestone. Realizing as well that Pikachu could evolve via Thunderstone, Roxas collects that as well. He also picks up 2 Pokédolls, remembering when him and Sora used to play together with their action figures and toys when they were younger. A much simpler time than what they're finding themselves at today, fighting crime, running from mafia organizations. But with a touch of a leaf stone, Sunny becomes a powerful Victory Bell. Victory Bell, the flycatcher Pokemon, lures prey with its sweet aroma of honey. Swallowed whole, the prey is melted in a day, bones and all. With his team standing strong with the powerful Splishy, Princess and Sunny, all at now their top tiers of evolution, Roxas goes out to the wilderness again to help Peekaboo train to obtain a much higher level of electrical prowess. His hope being that after a couple of battles against flying types, of which Pikachu has the advantage, in episode 2, it was that powerful electrical capability that impressed Huntress. And with a very dangerous Doduo, critically damaging Pikachu to the point where one extra Fury attack would have resulted in Pikachu's demise. Roxas then plays it a lot more safely going forward, always conscious of that one death we've had earlier in this series, with poor Chrysalis the Butterfree being struck down, and Roxas couldn't bear it if his very first Pokemon partner was to be the next to die in this Nuzlocke challenge. And with the defeating of this Doduo, Huntress takes out another flying Pokemon on her list. We've had it take on Fearos, Spearows, Pidgeys, Pidgeotos, Beedrills. Huntress's goal is to take out as many different flying type Pokemon possible, allowing her to be the most powerful flying type there is. Splishy proving himself to be an incredibly powerful flying type himself, but with Pikachu gaining another level, it's able to learn Thunderbolt. Pikachu's cheeks become supercharged with electrical energy and releases a devastating Thunderbolt from its small little mouse-like body. This was obviously what Professor Oak was describing, and looking towards Pikachu and asking if he wishes to take on Team Rocket, he sends out arcs of lightning, ready to take vengeance on the people that not only captured and sold Pokemon, but got people trapped in the vice of gambling as well. Stepping into the game corner and confronting a mysterious Rocket, Flare stepped forward, knowing full well that this was the passageway to where the other Pokemon were kept, and by extension Giovanni, the leader of Team Rocket and the headmaster of all of this operation. Once again, Roxas is terrified of Raticate and by extension Rattata, the one Pokemon that, with a critical hit, Hyper Fang, resulted in the only death of a Pokemon he has experienced. With the new Seismic Toss learned by Princess, she is able to do a consistent 29 points of damage. This consistent damage will only get stronger as Princess continues to be stronger. But as this battle commences, people run out of the casino, terrified that a battle of this magnitude is just happening in the middle of a place of business. The Rocket runs, pressing a button behind the poster and saying that he's going to go tell the boss. Wanting to confront this boss himself, Roxas ventures into the Rocket hideout, ready for a fight. Losing track of the Rocket that happened to have gotten away from him, Roxas looks left and right, only to be caught by a Rocket on patrol. Asking how we managed to break into their operation, he sends out Eradicate. Again, these powerful rat-like foes are common use by Team Rocket. Roxas says that he understands that they are capturing and selling Pokemon for profit. He understands that all they seem to wish and care about is the generation of money. The rocket sneers. Do you have any idea what we're even using this money for? Do you have any idea what's out there? We're trying to get technology around there that'll help us commune with the dead. We're trying to help use technology that can even bring prehistoric Pokemon back from the dead. We need things that are beyond the norm. That is Rocket's goal. And if you knew the dangers that were out there, you'd be willing to help us, not get in our way, you brat. Roxas takes a deep breath. Rounding another corner then, a second rocket confronts Roxas. How did you find your way in here? Roxas thought back to his encounter with that roaming Abra that nearly led him to Celadon City, that did show him the game corner. And now, with Flare in his team, it only became personal. Flare was kept here, looking around the underground section, cages of Jigglypuffs, clusters of Moonstones to force their evolutions to Wigglytuffs. All of this to have people clamoring to buy Pokemon rather than capture them. And the money was for making machines that can see ghosts? The rocket laughed. Well, not all of us can be channelers or capable of communing with the dead, but ghost Pokemon, they're going to be our way out of this. They're going to be the only way we can have some sort of defense against what's out there. Confused, Roxas looks to his team that has been harried by the assault of these different rocket trainers. Wanting to take a step back, he recognizes and takes note of where the button was, to go back again once he's restocked and recovered. Putting away items he no longer needs, Roxas gathers himself and gets himself ready for the next assault of Team Rocket Space. And with that, that's going to be another episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed our continuing journey with Roxas. And let me know what you thought of this latest episode in the comments. And I shall talk to you guys next time. Have a good one.